When driving, here's your rear view camera. You can just push power. So that's your rear view. Obviously, it's a good idea just to leave that on while you're driving. Your rear view mirror, you're just going to see inside. So you can use that as your rear view mirror. Adjust your side mirrors, get everything all set up there. The radio, it is actually just runs directly off the battery, so if you turn the car off, it'll actually stay on. So you want to make sure and just hold this source down to actually turn it all the way off. Standard AC functions. When you come to a stop and get in a campsite, these are your hydraulic controls for leveling. So you're going to want to make sure the car doesn't have to be on, but you do got to turn it on to like the accessory function. So I mean, it doesn't hurt just go ahead and have it all the way on. To drop them down, these are kind of like a lock brake. So flip those out, turn it on, and then you can level whichever way you need to go. And basically it drops down. Yeah, it drops down all the way. That's your back. That's your front. That's gonna be left or right if you need to go one way or the other. And then to let them down, you would just flip these back slowly because it's hydraulic, and they'll release the front, release the back, and you'll hear some noise and the springs kind of pulling the jacks back up. And once you get out, you'll actually see them underneath the vehicle. There's a level. Underneath the sink here, there's little lights on that mechanism, but it's easier to just do it here to kind of get it leveled up. So as you can see, we're kind of already set pretty good. Slide function. Let's turn on the generator actually. So the generator is a good idea to kind of leave that running if you're going. It actually runs off the gas. So you might want to fill up before you get to your campsite. As long as you have about a quarter tank, you should be fine. But if you're gonna be staying overnight and have the generator running, probably good to top it off, so you've got enough there. You just hold this start button until it kicks on, and then you're good. Now you will need to run that while you're driving if you want to have any of the AC or heater controls, because the only AC and heater that's going to be coming, if you don't do that, will be just out of your just vents up front. Which if it's just a couple of people, that's fine, but sometimes it might start getting hot or a little cold, so it's a good idea to do that. So that'll give you power to also run the TV while you're driving and stuff as well, for passengers. So then you can turn on your interior lights here, exterior lights, and we'll get into electronic steps here in a minute. So now we got some lights. Now the slide outs. These two control switches here. So basically out. We'll take that sucker out. You just hold it all the way till it stops. Same thing for the next one. So as you can see, that gives you quite a bit of space. And then there's a third one in the back here. Flip the switch, get you some light. Same thing, just push the button, take it all the way out. Now the AC controls and heater, pretty much like a home system. If you want the heat, flip it on heat. You got high and low. You gotta be plugged into power or have the generator on to be able to do this, to have AC or heat. Your standard thermostat, heat's actually going to be coming out of the floor. AC will then, the air conditioner will be coming out of this top vent as well as these other vents that you can then adjust that are going throughout the camper, coming out of the roof. This control here is for the fan that's in the ceiling. So we'll actually be able to give you some fresh air if you want to cycle it in. This automatically lifts and controls the air. You can flip that switch for in or out. So you can set the temperature for getting some fresh air coming in and out if you'd like. Your outdoor steps will actually go up and down every time you open and close the door unless you flip this electronic switch. So once you get parked somewhere, you can just turn that off. So they will automatically stay down while you're there. But obviously, make sure you flip it back to on whenever you're leaving. So that way when you close the door, nice shot. This door is a little sticky. The easiest way is to push your thumb here as you're pulling and it'll open up. As far as storage, there's several places throughout the bottom of the RV. This one here actually has the barbecue grill that would connect to this attachment here. And then the gas connection is right down here to be able to have a gas grill, no charcoal. There's also the layout for the sewage. We've got some chairs in there. This is also going to be used for the awning. It is stored in this one. Another just passage there for items. Jumper cables, some various items there, some wood blocks for leveling if needed. Just maintenance items, really. This entertainment system, the TV from the bedroom will actually unhook and can hook onto this connection here. And there's power connection there you can utilize. More storage under this one. Oh, sorry, no, that's the gas. So if you do need to fill the gas, you will need to pull up on this side. The propane gas. Pretty self-explanatory truck on the front side. There shouldn't be any maintenance issues. Everything should be taken care of beforehand. This one's going to contain all these sewage items, as well as your water hose, battery, this is the generator, so nothing there. Water controls, outdoor shower, water heater. Your gas is on the driver's side here. Here's your power connection. So just bundle up that cord inside of there. But basically this would pull out and you would plug it in to give it the RV power. When this is plugged in, you will not need the generator if you're at a campsite that provides it. And that's actual tube storage, but we don't utilize it. We keep it in the front. If you are going to utilize, connect up to a station, a campsite that has connections for sewage and water, this is your drainage for the sewage. So you can pass it all the way through. You'll have to flip these valves down, that one and this one. You can see the labels there, gray and black, to give the description for what it is. You would just open those up and connect that hose that is in that front storage and connect it here, and then you run that to the sewage at the campsite. Obviously we'll clean that out once we get it back, if you decide not to. All right, this is your water function. It's right above the shower on the driver's side. Different valves for different meetings. So city fixtures, you are connected to a city or to a campsite. So these valves, this would need to be pointed straight up at the 2 position. This would be needed to point at the 6. Most of the time, that's what you're going to leave it on if you connect water to this hose here. So you would run a water hose that's in the front from this up to the fixture that they're providing. If you're filling the tanks, if you've run out of water, you would put it on 1 and 6. Pretty much any other function is something that we would utilize on the back end. So either that first one, city fixtures, would be running it, like I said, at the campsite, or 1 and 6 would just be filling the tanks if you need to fill it up once you get somewhere and wanted to travel without being connected. Now, if you are using the water in the tanks after you filled it 1 and 6, you would then turn these to 3 and 5. That would mean normal use inside of the RV. And so basically usage when you're not connected to water at the campsite. So if you have your tanks filled and you're not connected to water, you will need to have power. So you will need to turn your generator on. You'll need to flip the water pump button. So that will turn the water pump on to give you power, give you water from your filled tanks. The water heater is either gas or electric. So either option is usable. If you're connected to power at a campsite, electric is your best option, or you can run it off the generator. The other option is to utilize your gas, just the LP gas, propane gas. So whichever one you're using, that's what you want to use to get hot water. The bathroom has a couple switches down here for lights. You've got the bathroom fan. You can also turn the water pump on here. So if the water pump is off, you can just flip this one on if you just want to leave it on as you use it. The toilet, it's a normal toilet seat, it's flush. You just push this one. It actually opens up that hole, everything drops down, and water will circulate while you have this pushed. You got your fan up here as well, so you can open that up if you'd like to get some airflow. Shower, straightforward, just like a normal shower. The light switch for that shower is here. Is that one. There you don't have a light. Here's your fridge and freezer. Good amount of space there. We just leave this on auto, so it automatically uses the gas or the electric, just depending on what your situation is. Shouldn't have to worry about any of these settings. Everything should be preset, so you should be good to go. The one thing you want to do is just make sure it shuts. Obviously, sometimes these don't shut all the way. Just make sure they're secured and connected. To convert the table to a bed, you're going to want to just remove your cushions. On each side. Underneath, you got this little just swivel here. As soon as you pull that down, it will automatically, gravity will start pulling it down. Now, you've got a bed. Just replace your cushions and you're good to go. The couch will fold out into a bed. There's a switch behind the driver's seat here. All set. This board here kept underneath the table can be used to just kind of block this entry. Gives a good spot to be able to, if you have kids or dogs while you're driving down the road, blocks that off so it's not a little hole for them to fall into. And then a nice piece of carpet there to cover it up if you need to. An entry mat.